welcome to the Spotlight Show. I'm your host, and my name is Jabez Napoleon Ogboli, and I'm very excited to be with you today. So thank you so much for being able to join me every Sunday. And I know you could be busy doing something else right now, but you are here with me, and I truly appreciate that. So definitely, depending on where you are, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, because we have viewers from across the globe. And of course, we are live right now, and we're coming live and direct from the GBKM studio in the city of Toronto in Canada. Thank you so much, guys. We're already in the second week of December, in the year 2020, and a lot of things have really happened this year. And, we must always be grateful regardless. All right, guys. So, you can actually watch us live right now on our YouTube channel at GBKM TV. You can also go to our website as well, www.gbkm.fm. You can see our live broadcast right now and even past shows as well. So please remember to tell your friends and family about this show. Go to our channel, subscribe and like, and so that way you can turn on notifications and know whenever we have a live broadcast or a new show uploaded to the channel. Thank you so much, guys. And of course, this is always the highlight of my weekend, and I want to say thank you so much once again. And this show is made possible by viewers like yourself, and of course our corporate partners that always support us. So special thanks to African Young Entrepreneurs, based in South Africa, and they're the largest entrepreneurship network in Africa. Wonderful organization. Like I always say, check them out, www.ayeonline.org. Thanks to Imani's Place, a shelter here in Canada, doing wonderful work. They actually cater to women, who are victims of sex trafficking, domestic violence, or, just homelessness. So please, any sister, mother out there that require their service, why not? www.imanisplace.org. Thanks to Pakati as well, Pan-African Arts, Culture and Trade Institute here in Canada, doing an amazing job. Check us out on our website. Is www.pwacati.org. Thanks to Daniela. Daniela is based in Alberta. Company, it's a tech company focused in the mining industry, doing amazing things. So quick shout out to them. And of course, thanks to Topron Consulting. Toprons are the leaders in IT training, certification, resume writings, networking with IT professionals, or you just want to, acquire new skills, or you want to change your industry and you want to pursue a career in technology. Topron is the go-to place. So please check them out, www.topron.ca. And guys, yes, a Canadian company, but they are based all over the world. There are offices and locations and partner agencies. So wherever you are, you can definitely benefit from them. If you know any new immigrant, someone in any part of the world looking to get trained and certified, or looking to network, with IT professionals, why not reach out to them, www.topron.ca. So guys, what is today about? Today is quite interesting. Yes, today we are focusing the spotlights on business, not just any kind of business, export business. Yes, you heard me right, export business. So guys, we want to quickly, say quick thanks to everyone out there. I know COVID-19 has really impacted, our way of life and our livelihood as well. But we just want to say that not only has it, affect every one of us, many countries too. Recently there's been, a lot of restrictions with regards to movement of goods and services across countries. Even here in Canada, our border with our partner, America, is still blocked, to non-essential movement. So guys, there's and also obviously today, what happened last week? Last week was Ghana's presidential election. Quick congratulations to Ghana. They had their election on the 7th of December 2020. The current president, the incumbent, actually won. Nana Akufo-Addo was re-elected, so I want to say thanks to that. And of course, I don't know if you're aware, remember, even though there's COVID-19, things are still happening. World Cup is coming up, Olympics is coming up, and something quite interesting, Olympics that's going to happen in Paris in 2024. There's a new competition. It's called Elite Breakdancing. So guys, something I'm definitely going to be looking forward to in Paris 2024. And something, of course, I had to, that I don't know, and I hope it doesn't happen. But we heard the death of, Diego Maradona. And of recent, we found out that authorities actually raided the home of a psychiatrist. And, the raid took place because of investigation into possible manslaughter. And I just hope that, what happened to our brother Michael Jackson is not what happened to Diego as well, that, people they trust with their life at the end of the day, due to negligence or whatnot, end up actually, taking their lives. So guys, we're going to keep track of that. All right, guys. straight to today's topic. I know, I know you. This is quite interesting, guys. So, for those of us who are business inclined, those of us already in the export business or have friends and family doing that, this is a very interesting topic. We want to know, wherever you are across the world, that's the beauty of the internet, because right now you can watch me from any part of the world. Even if you're not live with me, you're watching this as a recording, because after the live broadcast, the recordings are available. Whatever part of the world you are, your country is known for something. What is their major export? What is the top export? Every country exports different kinds of goods and services, but today we're going to look at the top export and how does it benefit you and I. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. We know what is export. Businesses that sell their goods and services to customers in other countries are actually exporting. It's quite straightforward, So they produce something in one country and then ship and sell to another country. Okay, so export is one way that business can rapidly expand. Okay, when you have enough for your domestic market, then you have surplus to export to other countries. It creates potential for expansions in new markets. Exports are components of international trade as well. Goods and services are bought by countries, citizens or residents that are produced by a foreign country. They make up a country's trade balance, okay? Because when you import, you also have to export, so there have to be a balance. So when the import is more than the export, there's actually a trade deficit. I know a whole lot of countries suffer trade deficit, and trade deficit is something not new. Because if you watch, the international news, like CNN and the rest, they always talk about trade deficit. Why? The current president, Trump, is always talking about trade deficit, how China is, taking advantage of the U.S., and they say there's no trade balance. So it's actually a big deal. But we're not looking into the benefit for the country, we're looking into the benefit for you and I. Okay, so what's your country's main export, and why does it matter? Well, business export goods and services where they have a competitive advantage. You will not export something that you're not good at. Whenever you have a competitive advantage, definitely, when you're able to, some countries may focus on using that competitive advantage just for purpose of export. And there is a benefit to that as well, which is what we're going to look at today. Okay, countries have comparative advantages in the commodities that they have natural ability to produce. Let me give you some example. We have Kenya, Jamaica, even Colombia. They have a very good climate to grow coffee. Okay, so that gives them a very competitive advantage in that product, and that's gives them the opportunity to export. Okay, because the climate is so good, they can produce in large volumes, and they have that advantage to export. Unlike a country that don't have that kind of weather for coffee, and then they not decide to say, like Canada, for instance, say, okay, we want to start growing and exporting coffee. They don't have that advantage. It will cost them more. Okay, guys, so that's where the competitive advantage comes into play. Another example I can give you is India, for instance. Okay, India has population. Its population gives an advantage. Why? Because the population can speak English, and as a result, what we've seen in the last years, there are a lot of contact center, where you call companies to actually make inquiries or get additional information. There's a lot of call center based in India because of that. They have the population, majority of the citizens are English speaking, or they can communicate in English, hence that. And of course, the biggest example is China. Everybody knows that China is the manufacturing powerhouse. Because why? They have the population, they have lower standard of living, and as a result, it gives them that competitive advantage to manufacture at a cheaper rate, and that way they can export it to other countries. Okay, how does the export affect you and I? Quickly, let's go into that, because today I want to go through different countries across the world, and let's see what is their top export. Most of you may already know, or you may assume that this is the export, but today we'll find out. Remember, that's what the spotlight is all about, facts and figures, guys. Okay, what is the need for you? Most countries want to increase their exports, and the companies in those countries want to sell more as well. Okay, if they sold all they can to their own population, then they want to sell more overseas. Why? Because the more they export, the more competitive advantage they generate in that particular product or service. Okay, because now they have to meet international standards. Not only that, they gain expertise in producing that goods and service. Okay, look at China, for instance. China has evolved so much that they can produce, in large quantities in a very minimal period of time. And that's why during the COVID-19, when a lot of countries were struggling to get personal protective equipment like face masks and face shield, China was able to produce that. While the countries were trying to repurpose their machinery, China was able to, create those in volumes. So these are some of the benefits that countries and companies accrue as a result of export market. What about the government? The government also encourages export. That is true, because export increases job. Because the more you produce, to meet international market, you need the labor force to support that. It also brings about higher wages. True. And also raises the standard of living, because obviously if you have employed population like in the United States, like in Europe, like in Canada, you understand, there's better standard of living. Unlike in third world country, whereby a lot of the youth or people are unemployed, standard of living they can't support their lifestyle. Okay, so that's another important as well. And the most important thing is that countries that encourage export makes this country richer, and not only that, they support their leaders. Okay, guys, so if you're a politician listening to me, very important, make sure that your local market is able to, start generating export revenues. Because export increases the foreign exchange reserve. That's true. Because most countries, their central bank have foreign exchange reserve. So this is because foreigners pay for exports in their own currency, or in the, US is the major currency for trade right now. So if I was in Canada, for instance, and I'm exporting goods to China, I expect to be paid in US dollars, or at least Canadian dollars. So what does that do? A country with large reserve can use it to manage their own currency's value. How can they use other countries' currency to manage their own currency? Where they have enough foreign currency to flood the market with their own currency that lowers the cost of export. That is true. My country of birth is Nigeria, and we know Nigeria has a lot of issues right now with their US dollar reserve. There's not enough right now, and it's causing a whole lot of pain and headache for traders and for people involved in international business. So you see why export is very important, because if they export a whole lot of goods to international market, they get a lot of dollars back. So which means the central bank will have so much dollars in reserve that they can use, okay, to make their currency stable. What else? Countries also use currency reserve to manage liquidity. What does that mean? This means that they can better control inflation. Inflation is, when too much money is chasing too few goods, causes unnecessary inflation, price increases. And so, which is too much money chasing too few goods. So to control inflation, they use the foreign currency to purchase their own currency. You see how it works, guys? It's simple economics, okay? So I try to break it down. So if they have enough, so imagine now Nigeria had enough for a US dollar reserve. Okay, so they can use that to buy more of their local currency, naira, okay, to prevent inflation. So this decreases the money supply, making local currency worth more. Because if you reduce more naira if you take away more naira from circulation, the value of that naira goes up, okay? So there's so many benefits to you, to the government, to everyone when it comes to export, guys. Okay? So let's go straight now. I don't know what country you are. I'm in Canada. I have viewers in America, in UK. What are your countries known to do? What are they known? What is top export? Okay, guys? And I'm going to shock you today. So we're going to take a look at those. But before we do that, we're going to go on a quick break. Okay, guys? Let's go on a quick break right now, and do not go nowhere, because once we come back, we're going to start with those information, guys. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Tupper Consulting is a global education consultancy. We provide pretty intensive short training courses that help people gain leadership, strategic, and technical skills. High in-demand skills such as project management, business analysis, software quality assurance, IT service management, agile, etc.
My name is Angela, and I'm a business analyst. A good friend of mine introduced me to Top Run. He had taken the course before, and he thought it would be a good idea for me to try it out. At the time, I was looking to change my career and just get a little bit more knowledgeable on how to be a business analyst.
I wanted
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Spotlight Show. I'm your host, Jabez Napoleon Ogbole. And if you're just joining us, thank you so much for taking your Sunday evening or your Monday morning, depending on what time zone you may be right now, and being able to stay with us to actually watch this program. And for most of our viewers in Europe, in Africa, and that do not use Eastern Standard Time, our time zone actually changed. So I know you normally view this show 10 p.m. your local time. So it's probably 12 midnight now because of the time changes due to winter. So guys, take note, because I get a lot of calls from Nigeria, Ghana, and like, what happened is, why is it midnight now? It's just because right now it's now we move time, and as a result, we push time forward. All right, guys, so welcome back. We are still live on YouTube and Facebook at GBKM TV, and on our website as well, www.gbkm.fm, guys. So welcome once again, and please, share, subscribe, and tell your friends about this program. And of course, you can send us an email, spotlight@gbkm.fm, or send me a direct message on Instagram. My handle is jbes, JAYGBES. All right, guys. So yes, we're just talking about export, okay? And we're going to go into some of those countries. But first, all export data we're going to talk about today is actually not from this year, because COVID-19 hasn't made that possible, and we're not going to look at last year. We're going to look at 2018. Okay, guys, let's take a look at 2018. And moreover, this research I'm going to share with you actually comes from research and expertise on the world economy. Okay, CEPII. CEPI is a leading French center for economic analysis. It's a very wonderful organization doing a lot of data mining and analysis of economic data across the world, guys. So you can check them out. And do you know that, export, I always thought export was such a huge deal, because, I mean, I'm from Africa, and a lot of our economies are supported due to export. But I never knew, the entire world, export make up roughly 25%. Yeah, 25% of total global production. 25%. So in Canada right now, 25% of our total production is only for export. So which means 75% is for local consumption. Amazing. This is wonderful. And the following graphics we're going to share on this show today is actually for howmuch.net. Okay, I want to say quick thanks to howmuch.net for being able to come up with this very wonderful infographic, so that way we could visualize this information. Shows the top export in every country by value according to the most recent global from 2018, guys. So we're going to take a look at region. I'm going to talk about color some countries, but we're going to focus. So the images are focused on maps, which is North America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia, and of course, the Latin America and Caribbeans. So we're going to start now. Let's start with the first one. Now let's go straight to North America. All right, let's zoom into that map and let's see. Wonderful. North America, okay? So we're focusing on actually 4 regions here. So America, Canada, Mexico, Bermuda. We have a small island here called St. Pierre, and of course Greenland. And what's the top export in North America? Canada and USA. Top export is actually petroleum. That's amazing. I didn't know that. I knew Canada has so much oil reserve, and America has huge reserve as well. But America does import a lot of crude as well. But I never knew that top export, for the year we're looking, was actually petroleum. And you can see Greenland. Greenland, its top export there is fish, and Bermuda, top export in Bermuda is actually petroleum as well. And Mexico, who would have thought that Mexico's top export is vehicles? Yes. So whenever you drive your car, take a look at the seat belt, take a look at where it's made, and you'll be surprised. Majority of vehicles we drive were actually made in Mexico, guys. Okay, so this is quite an interesting information because the U.S. petroleum outpaces all other exports, with crude oil accounting for 35% of total petroleum export. Okay, and Canada too. Petroleum is also the top. Okay, so the market value as of 2018 it was 50 billion. Mexico's top export is cars, making it the 4th largest exporter in the world. So if Mexico top export is vehicles, which is cars, and it is the 4th largest exporter, I wonder who is the first, second, and third. But we'll take a look at that. And let's quickly go to the next one. The next image quickly. Yes, my beloved Africa. Let's zoom into that. Yes, Africa has, Africa is a very wonderful continent with a lot of countries. But if you look at that map, all those black areas in those maps are petroleum. Yes, guys, petroleum. I was surprised. So Algeria, Libya, Egypt, Sudan, Chad, Nigeria, Cameroon, and Angola, all top export remains petroleum. So the single biggest takeaway from export from the map of Africa is how the continent relies mostly entirely on raw materials. So we are still known for exporting raw materials because that's our top export in the continent. There isn't a single country specializing in high-end industries like medicine, The only exception is St. Helena, which is a small island, which is a very small, tiny island. Morocco is the only country supplying finished products in the whole of the continent. Morocco is the only one. And what are the top exports is actually automotive. They supply automotive parts to the world. The rest of the continent is focused in heavy industry and raw material like gold, copper, etc. It's quite interesting, guys. So when you zoom into this, like I said, go to howmuch.net, you get these infographics. When you zoom into this, you see that other countries, smaller countries in Africa like Liberia, their top export is actually gold. In Sierra Leone is titanium. In Guinea is gold as well. Ghana is gold as well. There's a whole lot of countries in Africa that their top export is gold. We have Niger, we have Burkina Faso, we have Mali. Wow. You have Uganda, we have Tanzania, we have Zimbabwe, and South Africa as well. Wonderful, wonderful, guys. So let's quickly go to the next one. So if I've covered your country so far, so you definitely know what is the top export there and how you can, key into that industry and see how you can also benefit you. Okay, guys, because whenever a country focuses on a particular product or service for export, there's always opportunities there. Okay, whether you are providing services or you are supporting it one way or the other. Okay, guys. So the next one is Asia. Yes, guys, Asia is a very big continent, and petroleum is also a dominant export across many countries in Asia. South Korea, for example, electronic circuits are their largest export. For example, we know Samsung is in Korea. It's a major supplier to Apple for electronic components, with one of the highest export ratio in Asia. 40% of South Korea's economic output is derived from the export market. 40%, that is huge, almost half, is based on export. There are other countries there. I just want to top countries there I'd like to share with you on the map. If you can see it, Afghanistan. Do you know what is Afghanistan top export? Afghanistan top export is actually grapes. Quite interesting, yeah. Grapes is Afghanistan's top export. Not only that, what of Bangladesh? You'll be surprised. Bangladesh, what's their top export in 2018? Can you guess? It's actually suits. Suits is actually their top export. And Cambodia is jerseys, and China, one of their top exports is transmission apparatus. All right, guys, let's go to the next continent, which is Europe. Yes, Europe is across the European continent, the automotive industry stand out. You can see all those blue section of the map. Yes, it's all automotive industries. In 2019, European Union exported a total of 5.6 million vehicles. Wow. Of these, 28% were shipped to the US and 16.5% were sent to China. Wow. So Europe is heavily focused on automobiles. And that is true. Apart from automobiles, Albania focused, their top export in the year we're speaking about, 2018, was footwear. Okay. And Belarus was petroleum. Bosnia Herzegovina was electrical energy. Czech Republic was car as well. Guys, so go to this place, you'll see more of this information. France, on the other hand, has airplane as its highest export, while Italy and Denmark highest are drugs. So Italy is the top producer of pharmaceuticals in Europe, an industry which employs over 66,000 across the country. Wow, this is very wonderful, guys. So you've seen that information. So if you are, for those of my viewers in UK or in Germany, you now see what your top exports are and how you can key into that and see how you can support that industry or monetize those opportunities, guys. And that is the reason why we are here. Topics of interest that affect you and I, and how we can benefit from it. So we talk about North America, Africa, Asia, and Europe. Let's go to the next one. The next one is, of course, our brothers in the Caribbean and Latin America. All right, that's a very wonderful map. Let's zoom in there. We can see a lot of islands in there, but the big part in this map is actually Brazil. Brazil is green. Brazil top export is soya beans. Same thing with Argentina is obviously oil, and Chile is copper. Wow, this is quite interesting. So Venezuela is with the largest oil reserve in the world. So its oil export were valued at 90 billion. Okay, annually. Wow. Since the pandemic, however, earnings are projected to reach just a fraction to about 2.3 billion. Wow. So you can see that the COVID really hit this country very, very hard. Along with this, the US has imposed sanctions on the, Venezuela's oil company, causing oil exports to slump to the lowest point in 80 years, guys. So I don't know how that country is actually operating right now. But, apart from that, Anguilla, Etty alcohol, Antigua and Barbuda cruise ship. Yes, cruise ship is big there. Aruba is airplanes. Bahamas is cruise ship. So Caribbean nations, many top export industries are linked to tourism. That's not new information. We all know the Caribbean, their economy is supported by tourism a lot. Wow, this is interesting. And let's go to the last region for today. The last region for today is actually Oceania. So let's go to Oceania. Let's zoom in there. So Oceania, when we talk about Oceania, we talk about Australia and all the smaller islands, the smaller islands that surrounds Australia. And this is quite interesting, okay? Oceania, so let's talk about Australia. Australia had coal as its top export in 2018, although it has since switched to iron in 2019. But at 2018, coal was their top export. Why New Zealand? What do you think New Zealand top export is? Actually, New Zealand top export is milk. Okay, and there's actually a country that actually shocked me, and it's Fiji. Fiji is a very tiny island there, and do you know what their top export is? It's water. My goodness, Fiji's top export is water. That is just amazing, guys. So it means that there's demand for Fiji water, because I know there's this bottled water that is sold in this part of the world called Fiji, and I'm sure it's probably from that island. So you see, guys, there are so many things people take for granted, but so many countries are benefiting from it. Why? Competitive advantage. Okay, guys. So it's quite interesting, man. Seriously, guys. COVID-19 obviously has created a lot of, the way the world we do trade now. Okay, unexpected shocks, trade wars, the carbon footprint in this part of the world. Carbon footprint is a big deal. We are talking about pollution, or how the environment is being polluted and all that. In Canada, for instance, we have the carbon tax. Okay, guys. So that's a different topic. So a lot of the provincial government are not really happy with that, because for our northern brothers in Saskatchewan and the rest are better. They depend heavily on the crude industry, oil industry. So and there's a whole lot of pollution from that. And but this is it. According to the Economist, though, the Economist is a newsprint. Is estimated that over the next 5 years, that 16 to 26% of exported goods production will shift location. So today, Nigeria, the top growth is crude oil, petroleum. Tomorrow it could shift to something else. Same thing for other countries like America as well. Okay, so this is the world that we now live in. But I had to share this information with you guys, and I hope it's been beneficial to you as much as it was to me as well, guys. Because my country of birth, like I said previously, is Nigeria, and I have a couple of friends, because petroleum is our top export. So the oil servicing industry is quite big. So I have a few people in that industry that is really making good money. In different ways. Okay, there could be onshore, offshore. Supporting services or selling products or equipment. To support that industry. So these are some of the things we have to tap into. Even in Canada here, I know a few people who took advantage of our top export, which is petroleum, and they are heavily invested in that industry. Although the price of crude has really dropped, and it's assumed that will continue to drop because of the way our lifestyle is changing, and with electric vehicles and with all this carbon footprint and all that. Alternative energies are being looked into, guys. So this is today's topic. I hope it was really wonderful and impactful to you. It was like it was to me. So like I always say every day, every week, this is a 30-minute show. We are here 30 minutes, 6 p.m. to 6:30. It could be 12 midnight to 12:30 a.m. in your country, or it could be 11 to 11:30, depending on what part of the world you are. So I want to say a quick thank you, for always joining me and watching this video, and obviously sharing it as well. And I want to say a quick shout out to our, sponsor, Top Run Consulting, a wonderful company. Like I told you guys, they have some wonderful courses right now: strategic communication, business communication, business writing, project management, software testing, business analysis, agile certification, Scrum certification, so it doesn't matter where you are. You could be in Asia, you could be in Africa, in Caribbean. They have virtual classes, guys. Like I said, they have a very wonderful platform. Lots and lots of IT professionals. So whatever information you're looking for, whatever project you're working on, and you need assistance, you can, they give you this access to these wonderful industry professionals, including myself. I take advantage of that as well. I could find myself consulting for a company, and I'm on a very difficult project, and I require assistance from, someone who has done similar or same project before, which we call subject matter expert, and I reach out to Top Run Consulting. They always link me up to 1 or 2 individuals who are able to help me. So I want to say a quick shout out to them. So reach out to them. You can benefit immensely. www.toprun.ca. Sorry, guys. www.toprun.ca. Reach out to them. Wonderful, wonderful organization. So remember, guys, we'll be back same time next week, 6 p.m. And please go to our website, www.gbkm.fm, and you can, also watch this show and other past shows. Like I said, it's a wonderful platform. We're the mouthpiece of the community. Those information that is not on the mainstream media because it may not be profitable to them, we give it to you. Right now in Canada, there's so many grants for the black community all across the world as well, guys. So, wake up. Take advantage, you understand, and then share the relevant information within your community. Be your sister's helper, your brother's keeper. Start thinking of building that business, guys. What are you waiting for? I've been saying this several times. Start thinking of that service. I need to bring a gentleman into the studio to have an interview. Wonderful gentleman. During the COVID season, it just exploded. It was laid off, and he just had to take on a new business initiative. And this guy is just so blessed and he's so happy right now and fulfilled. Okay, guys, so whatever career you are pursuing, stop thinking about it, just take that step. Okay, reach out to me, send me an email if you need help. I can always hook you up with like minds. Have multiple streams of income, guys. I can't say that much enough. Last week we talked about cryptocurrency, guys. It's not fake news. It's not false news, whatever you call it, fake or false news, guys. This is real. Take advantage now, okay, guys? And of course, network with like mind. There's a common saying in our community, in the African community, iron sharpen iron, which is true. You cannot want to sharpen a knife with a plastic. Okay, guys? So, continue to think of that services. And of course, if you need help, like I said before, reach out to us, spotlight@gbkm.fm. So please, guys, remember, be that role model in your home, in your community. Wherever you find peace of mind is your home. Okay, if I have peace of mind in Canada, Canada is my home. Okay, I should participate in politics, participate in community development, and be able to help others. To whom much is given, much is expected. Isn't that what we are taught in churches and mosques and other religion? All right, guys. So I'm very happy. I want to say thank you, and of course, you're always in the spotlight. The change you seek begins with you, guys. So good night.
Top Run Consulting is a global education consultancy. We provide pretty intensive short training courses that help people gain leadership, strategic, and technical skills. High in-demand skills such as project management, business analysis, software quality assurance, IT service management, agile, etc.
My name is Angela and I'm a business analyst. A good friend of mine introduced me to Top Run. He had taken the course before and he thought it would be a good idea for me to try it out. At the time, I was looking to change my career and just get a little bit more knowledgeable on how to be a business analyst.
Top Run Consulting is a global education